everybody, and welcome back to Real Pod. I am so excited because the iconic Olivia Culpo is joining us. This was surreal to me because I have been following Olivia for years. I've always been infatuated with her style, her lifestyle, her career trajectory, and I really just respect what she's built and sustained for so many years. Our guest today, Olivia, made history as one of the youngest winners of the Miss Universe pageant competition before making her mark as a Maxim Hot 100 and Sports Illustrated cover model. She's walked the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway. She's been in movies, TV shows, and now she's hosting Next Gen Chef on Netflix. It's out now, so you can binge watch it. It takes you inside the world's most prestigious culinary school, where 21 of America's hottest young chefs are competing to win the grand prize. And Olivia is actually the co-founder of 3 family-owned restaurants and has a passion for cooking. She's also married to NFL superstar Christian McCaffrey and just had a baby with him, so they are growing their family. Her little baby Colette is only a few months old. So without further ado, let's dive into this episode with the one and only Olivia Culpo. Olivia, welcome to Real Pod. I'm so excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I mean, you have so much going on right now. You're a new mom. It's football season. Your new show, Next Gen Chef, is out now on Netflix. How are you?
It's a lot going on. I'm very excited about Next Gen Chef. I love cooking shows, so this was the dream job for me. I actually filmed it a week after my wedding. Now I'm 11 weeks postpartum, and it's been a really cool surprise. Like, I feel like I'm just looking at my old self doing something that I'm really proud of. So, yeah, I'm like re-experiencing the old me with the rest of the world. It's crazy.
That has to be so special. Wow. Most people go into a honeymoon. You were like, I'm into my next project.
I'm still waiting for my husband to take me on a honeymoon.
Really? Okay. Do you have plans
Yeah.
or are you just...
Oh, I mean, you get it. I'm sure. It's just like he didn't really have an off season last year because he was trying to get ready for the season and then didn't want to travel anywhere. And here we are in the middle of the season now with a baby. So I don't know when we'll go on a honeymoon, but I'm definitely going to cash in at some point. Don't worry.
I think that's smart. You just keep it as ammo for when you need it during those weeks and
Yeah.
months. And
Yeah.
when you were filming the show, was it special? Because I know you're a co-founder of a variety of restaurants with your family, so you have a lot of experience in sort of the restaurant business. So was it a unique experience to see so many capable chefs get their big shot?
Well, these are the most talented young chefs in America. They're all under 30, so that makes it a very special show. It's a different age demographic than I feel like we've seen before, and they really are just the type of people who are will trailblaze this industry. So it's just seeing so much heart on every plate and soul, and just the idea of $500,000 going to somebody that will change the rest of their life with this title. It was really cool.
In a similar way, you had that kind of experience being one of many vying for one title that you knew would be life-changing when you were going through all of your pageants. And something that I am so inspired by is the way that you've scaled and continued to grow your brand. And I know you were crowned Miss Universe in 2012, and you still are one of the go-to voices in beauty, fashion, and food. So what do you think has been the key to turning that early spotlight as Miss Universe into a lasting and thriving empire?
Well, first of all, thank you. It's very nice. I'm like literally feel like right now I'm like knee deep in diapers, so I definitely don't feel like that right now. I feel like on your podcast I can say that honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. I feel like just staying inspired and just trying to have fun with what you can create. And I feel like that's what fashion is, that's what food is, that's what beauty is. It's creating. And I love creating. I love building something out of nothing. I love having a vision and executing it. So I really enjoy that. And I'm happy that people enjoy it too with me. Life to me is one big Pinterest board. So I like communicating in that way with people.
I thought it was interesting too. You'd shared once before that even your mom in the beginning of your pursuits wasn't the most supportive and was like, what do you want to do this for? Sit in the back of a convertible and wave? And I'm curious what that was like, knowing you had a vision for yourself and potential and maybe not everyone around you seeing it as clearly.
I know. That's so true. That really did happen. My mom brought me to tears the night before I won Miss Rhode Island, which obviously Miss Rhode Island was kind of small potatoes to eventually winning Miss Universe. But my parents hated the pageants. I didn't grow up doing anything like that. Having literally zero support, it was not shocking to me. And I honestly understood where my parents were coming from because my mom is a classically trained musician and she just didn't understand why I was doing a pageant when I could be playing the cello in an orchestra, for example. So she just didn't understand it. That's where it came from, just to clarify, 'cause she's not like a bad mom.
Of course
But
not.
I feel like it taught me to hustle in silence. I didn't tell anybody what I was training for. I didn't
Mm.
tell anybody what I was doing. I just kind of hope for the best and just thought of it as a learning experience. And I really try to carry that in everything I do.
So many of the chefs competing on your show all have different backgrounds, right? And different motivating parts of their story. So, what would your advice be to someone listening who's like, oh my gosh, I relate to that? Not everyone can see what I'm working towards. How do you persevere?
I feel like you have to just listen to yourself and block out the noise, wear blinders, do it for yourself. Just try to see the bigger picture, like really try to zoom out. Because I feel like when you are so zoomed in and so self-involved in a way, meaning like thinking about what everybody else is going to think of you, you really do kind of lose your focus. So just focus, like zero in on what you want. But also think of the big picture, like don't take yourself too seriously
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
In line with that, when you won Miss Universe, did you already have a vision for what you wanted your career to look like long term? Or if not, how did it evolve?
I did. So the reason why I tried out for Miss Rhode Island when I was 18 years old is because I knew that Halle Berry had started her career as a runner-up of Miss USA. And at that time, I thought I wanted to be a host. So I thought Maria Menounos started in pageants, Juliana Rancic started in pageants. I just thought of all these people who had got their foot in the door by doing a pageant. So I thought it would be a step in the right direction. I did not think I was going to go on to win all of them.
How full circle that you are now sitting here as the host of Next Gen Chef. I mean, it did kind of pan out into hosting.
Yeah, it did. I know. And life has evolved so much since then. Just the industry has evolved so much since then. Look at podcasts. Like that didn't exist. I'm sure you didn't think that you would be here either doing what you're doing. So it's cool that everything is changing constantly. So I think
Mhm.
just changing and going with the flow and taking advantage of every opportunity that you get.
It's coming through even in this conversation how thoughtful you were about the steps along the way. Even when I'm like, did you have a vision? You're like, I did. I knew exactly like how this would ideally pan out. I'm curious if there are any behind the scenes parts of your work ethic that people might be surprised to learn about.
I think there's a lot of thoughtfulness, legitimately, like thinking, or I guess you could say meditating or praying or sitting with your thoughts, journaling. I spend a lot of time reflecting. Like, I really do need that time to recharge and refocus and recenter. And when I feel turmoil, like internally or confused or overwhelmed, I really do have to like sit down and think, okay, like, why am I doing this? What do I want? And what are the steps to get there? And once I have that figured out, it's the creation process. Like a lot of the time, it's just what do you want? And then do you want it bad enough to like put in the work, you know? In my opinion, you should look at the people doing the things that you want and figure out how they did it. Because that's what worked for me. Like really just taking pointers from the people who had built themselves by themselves and what they did to get there.
I completely agree. I feel like the amount of mentors and people in my life that I've hounded with questions and been so grateful for their time, it's a huge part of learning how to figure anything out in this type of business where there's no like guidebook, right? It's taking a bunch of different pieces and thinking, oh, this relates, this resonates, and this works for me. Did it come easy to you to ask for help in those ways?
I honestly just spent a lot of time researching. I didn't really have access. I was just a girl from Rhode Island when I started my career. I didn't have access to ask people questions directly, but really just researching like, how did this person make it? What did they do to get from A to B? And just fully executing it.
Were there any pivotal decisions or risks that you took in the beginning that you feel really shaped the trajectory of your career?
There are so many, even moving across the country I left college early because I had to move to New York when I won Miss USA, for example, and moving across the country away from my family. I cried myself to sleep for years. It was a huge adjustment, and it ended up working out. And somehow it always has a way of working out. I do think like it's just knowing what you want and why you want it. And to me, that's the hardest part.
That's so much sacrifice and also exemplifies like a really deep rooted belief in yourself as well. Like some part of you had to think this is going to be worth it one day. And like you said, it worked out. But where did the belief and confidence in yourself come from? And how can someone try to harness that for themselves?
I think it comes from a place of being okay with it not working out, honestly. I think you have to truly decide to believe that everything is working out and unfolding for you exactly how it's supposed to. So, if things don't work out the way that you wanted them to, just know it's a redirection. It's not a closed door. If you have nothing to lose in that way, I think you'll be more willing to take a chance on yourself because there is no worst case scenario. If it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, that just means that you're supposed to be doing something else. Like I really try to believe that everything happens for a reason.
I've definitely started to trust in it's unfolding the way it needs to, which is such a comforting belief when things don't go the way that you'd expected, right? It's like, oh, I didn't get this thing, but now I'm free and I was able to accept this opportunity, or I met this person because I didn't go get invited to that event, you know?
Yeah, and then also on that note, you appreciate what you get more and you're more grateful and you can have more gratitude. And that is happiness. Like if you're not grateful, then you're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
What's it all about anyway?
Definitely. And when you mentioned journaling before, it's something that I've been getting more into. I especially love like decluttering my mind. And if I have like anxiety at night or I can't fall asleep, just like getting it on paper. What are the prompts or methods you use to journal for anyone who's wanting to more deeply define like what they want?
I don't have any prompts. It really is like a form of meditation and it's completely just like free thought. Or it could be a list, or it could be a huge run on sentence.
You've also totally redefined yourself and continued to evolve throughout the years, which I think is so awesome because a lot of people find one thing that works and then they don't grow from that and everything around them does grow. And right now, obviously, you're in a state of transition and change as a new mom. So, how are you thinking about the future with Colette and with your career pursuits and finding the best way to have them all work together and keep you feeling fulfilled and passionate?
It's so hard. I'm currently in the middle of an identity crisis because I am getting to know myself now as a mom and I'm mourning the person that I was. And postpartum is truly the biggest transformation in a woman's life. So I'm in the thick of it. I feel so grateful that I have a healthy daughter. Like I'm able to work. If I didn't, I don't know what that would look like. So I'm so grateful for that. And moving forward, just the balancing act of it all is exciting to me because I'm definitely excited to work really hard. And I'm also really passionate about being a good example to my daughter. So you have another purpose in a lot of ways, but you're also still trying to figure out like who you are in this new journey. It's very, very, very challenging.
Also, can I just say thank you for being so candid and your Get Ready With Me is about postpartum body image because so many women struggle with it. So, how are you navigating any postpartum body image changes?
I think that honestly, I have my moments where I get, a little bit frustrated and upset, but at the same time, it's like, what can you expect? I just created a human and I'm proud of myself. I really am. I was joking, like, I feel in a way like a superhero. As much as I miss my really skinny old body, like, that's still a part of me. It's just not where I'm at right now. And I think if I wanted to, I could get back to that. But like right now, I have a really important job and it's feeding my baby. And for the last year, it was creating her. I'm okay with that.
It's such a beautiful way to approach it and so important, right? Like, not to force ourselves to bounce back or rush into something when, like you said, your body's purpose right now is feeding and keeping alive your daughter, which is surreal. And I hate that sometimes society and diet culture can make us think our body is an object when it's literally magical. I can't even fathom how we create something inside without even thinking about it every day.
Yeah. Also, I just actually think that my body right now is just as beautiful as it was when I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like, I really do. It's just different. And it's doing something that it wasn't doing then that's really cool.
Hmm. You mentioned postpartum being really challenging. Are there other aspects of it that you've been learning to tackle? I'm not sure if it's affected your mental health or it's more so been your routines being so different. But as someone who has baby fever, Olivia, and is hoping to be pregnant next year, I'd love to hear.
No, it's the best. I feel like nothing can really prepare you for it. And you're going to feel so many emotions all at once. First and foremost, you're going to feel like a part of you is outside of your body at all times because you just love your baby so much. But hormonally, there's a huge shift in your hormones. It's physiologically profound what your body is going through. So, you just got to be able to give yourself a ton of grace and you'll be great. Like you'll kill it. It's the best. It really is the best, but then you'll be overwhelmed
My mom's
and
always said
tired.
that it's your heart outside your body, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
How has it been being a new mom with an NFL hubby during football season? You and my friend Kristen Goff both have newborns while your mans are out there. And I can only imagine that that is challenging in its own way because he's working, right? He doesn't get his paternity leave situation.
No, I love Kristen, by the way. She's awesome.
The best.
But yes, it's definitely challenging, but also I just wouldn't really want it any other way. Like he's busy for a very important reason. And if the roles were reversed, he would support me too. I know what it takes for him to be the best at what he does, and I want him to fulfill that fully. And he makes up for it in other ways. Like I feel very supported in the ways that he's able to support me.
I love
So,
I love
yeah.
that. So important to be obviously dependent on your partner, but independent at the same time and like cheer them on in their pursuits. My husband is broadcasting for ESPN for college football games. So we've had the experience of every single weekend he's gone. And I know that that's nothing like your husband, Christian, actually playing in the NFL. But how do you cope with like the absence of your partner? I've had a lot of people message me like, whether they're in school for something or their partner's long distance. Like, I've had to learn how to be alone and like being alone and learn to cope. So, I'm curious what your strategies have been.
I feel like I've never really known it any other way. And to be completely honest with you, every relationship for me has been a long distance relationship because I work 24/7. I've always been used to that give and take. And I think the trick is really just loving your partner. And loving your partner would be wanting them to do what their destiny is calling them to do. You want your partner to feel like they're reaching their potential. And that is true love. That's loving
Mm-hmm.
somebody.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
And I
so
get it.
important.
It's
Yeah,
hard. You got to, I guess you can cope in ways, but it's like just so cool. I'm so proud of him. And he's so
definitely.
proud of me too.
Yeah.
And this isn't forever. All things are temporary. Like it's a blessing to be able to watch somebody live out their dreams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you get nervous and like emotionally invested in games? Or are you able to separate it because of your own career and kind of view it like work for him?
Oh no, I'm terrified every game. Yeah, I usually don't sleep on Saturday nights. Yeah, because I
I
get so nervous. I just don't like the whole like running into a bunch of huge men
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Nope, I could believe that. Speaking of that, you have such a beautiful relationship with your mother-in-law. What is your advice for people out there who are getting married and merging families and creating one big happy family? And I know that that's always been a value of yours, even with the show that you had with your sisters and having your parents so close to you.
So she's actually here right now taking care of my baby, which is really
Oh.
nice. Yeah, and she loves her so much. I feel like that's such a good question, and I could answer this so candidly, and I really want to because I know that it's hard for people to always feel like the relationship that they have with their mother-in-law is like the relationship that they have with their mom, or maybe they feel like there's a part of their husband that their mother-in-law controls because that's literally her baby, as it should be. This is my personal opinion. I feel like it's on the woman to really try to make that relationship great because it is a transition when you're a mom and your son gets married and goes off and is not your baby anymore. Like that's a transition for my mother-in-law. And also, I want my husband to have a great relationship with his mom because if he didn't, that would be horrible for him. Not to mention, I love her and we get along great. I just hear a lot of this stuff. Like, I know what you're getting at because it's a complicated relationship for a lot of people. And my advice would just be like, again, what I said before, like, love your partner. If you love your husband, you want your husband to have a great relationship with his mother. If you love
Mm-hmm.
your child, you want your child to have a great relationship with their grandparent because more love for your child is a better life for them. So it takes work to get along with people. You might not love your mother-in-law. I happen to get really lucky because I love my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. If it's complicated, like it's worth it to do the work because it's what's best for everybody. It really is.
I completely agree. And I'm so glad that you love her and you guys vibe. I feel the same with my mother in law. I always tell
Yeah.
Max she's like an angel on earth. However, my mom did not have the smoothest start. And God bless my grandma. She's not with us, so we can talk freely about this. But in the beginning, it was really difficult. Like, she didn't speak to my mom for no particular reason other than just like, didn't think she was good enough for my dad. But then when my mom had her first baby, my older brother, of course, grandma wants in. And my mom was like, come on in with open arms. And I'm not holding regrets because it's not that deep. You're my husband's mom. And they just move forward. You know what I mean? And so I always
Yeah.
think from my mom, it's a testament to like how important family is. And like you said, it's your partner's mom. And I think that there's something sacred there. And I would never want Max to get farther away from, not that this is us, but I would never want him to be farther away from his family because of me.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what I've noticed with women is like, and obviously there's exceptions to this. Some people
Definitely.
suck. If your mother-in-law sucks, then I know.
Emotional and verbal abuse and physical
Yeah,
abuse for
like
sure.
we draw the line at a certain point.
Yeah.
But I just think it's important to note that it's a difficult relationship for both people. It's a difficult relationship for the husband's mom, and it's a difficult relationship maybe for you if it's not your mom, you know? But it's an important one, and you've got to work at it because it's what's best for everybody.
Hmm.
So yeah.
And lastly, on motherhood, what do you think has been maybe the most challenging part of it so far for you, and how have you worked through it?
I mean, I'm just so new at it. I would say just the beginning is really hard because you don't sleep. You're not sleeping a lot, and sleep is great. I love sleep. Do you love sleep? I wish I could sleep.
I love sleep. I'm a Taurus, so that's kind of one of our toxic
I'm a
traits.
Taurus too.
Really? I'm April 30th. What are you?
May 8th.
Okay. Well, they say Tauruses love sleep, so that's why. I need at least
Oh,
nine
that makes
hours.
sense.
Kid's going to be a rude
By
awakening.
the way, same. I always say if I get less than 8, like I'm not doing well. I'm getting like a solid 6 every night. So that's good for a new mom. That's actually really good, but
Hmm.
it's not enough for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Slowly easing back into it. We talked about this earlier, but you are one of the go to icons for fashion, beauty, and food, and have remained one of the top voices for so long. So I had a few questions about what some of your like top tips are. So maybe we can start with three beauty tips that you live by.
Beauty tips I live by: one, get enough sleep. Two, drink a lot of water. It's so important for your skin, I think, and detoxing. And then third, honestly, I feel like being happy is so important. But I know that that's not really a beauty tip. I'm trying to think of if I have anything else besides that. I've been really into lymphatic massages lately. Just, as a new mom carrying a lot of just, I had a C-section, so there's a lot of inflammation after.
Right.
It's great.
But
It's great.
I do love your beauty tips, Olivia. Sleeping, water, and being happy. Like, is that not the key to life? You know what I mean? Like, it's simple at some point. It's just taking care of our mental health and ourself on a basic level so that we can be like glowing and thriving.
Yeah.
Don't you think it can get overdone when people are like, especially the young girls these days, I need a 30-step skincare routine and I need to do all these things and all these procedures. And it's like sad when we get so bogged down by the pressures and the standards.
I know what you mean, but as a now 33-year-old, I know I'm still so young, but like that was a mom, like I don't have enough time to like skin slug or whatever they call it, or like do my 30-step skincare routine. But like there was a time that I did have enough time to do that, and I loved it. And I think that's okay. Like if you're at home and you're in front of the mirror and you have your 50-step beauty routine, like do you?
Yeah.
Like enjoy it because like there will become a time when you won't be able to. And
Mm-hmm.
there also will become a time when like it doesn't work because we're all gonna get old.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like if it
Yeah.
makes you feel good, do it. Yes, there are unhealthy ways, but I think as far as like self-care, I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Be
Yeah,
happy.
no, I appreciate the pushback and the clarifying. And I think too, if it makes someone happy, like I have the nights where I'm like putting on my collagen mask, I'm oiling my hair, and it's like I'm listening to something and I'm very happy. But then I have had the times where I'm like, I need to order this and do this because I saw this person do it. And I'm like, okay, that is not coming from like my desire to feel good, you know? So I think I've been trying to differentiate.
No, I get that. Like the pressure to think that like maybe something that you buy is going to make you feel good internally. Yeah, that's tough.
Hmm.
That's literally just like I know. And there's so many options too. I don't know. I just think that there's so much more to like what makes a person beautiful than if they spent 20 minutes a day in the red light every day.
Hmm.
Especially as I get older. And I think younger people will learn this eventually too. Like it's really not all about the way that you look. It's like
Hmm.
a very small part of what makes somebody beautiful.
Hmm. Retweet. I agree. Curious what your everyday style tips are. I feel like you always look cute on the daily. Do you have like Pinterest boards or albums on your phone of like your closet?
I love Pinterest. I do have an album also. I just try to take mirror pictures when I find something that's cute. Postpartum, my biggest piece of advice is have a uniform, which I do have, which is like black trousers, a bodysuit that's a low cut tank top, and flats. Low is because I'm breastfeeding. Like, look, oh my God, I'm wearing it. I'm literally wearing my uniform. I didn't even realize it. So wearing like trousers with a bodysuit with like a white button down. And I just feel like having that uniform formula, it takes the guesswork out of it because you really don't have enough time to feel like you're taking the time for yourself. So like when you can dumb things down, like you know that it looks good, you figured out the formula and like you check the box of like I put effort into how I look. I did
Hmm.
something for myself.
Yeah, and I definitely think it makes a huge difference when you just do the little something to feel put together. I feel like when my mental health's not at a good place, I'm rolling out of bed and staying in my pajamas while I work from home, or I'm making my pajamas look socially acceptable to run to the grocery store. But the days I just put on jeans or a trouser or a bodysuit, because like it can be comfortable, right? It sounds like your uniform's like comfy, but it looks cute.
Yeah, these are stretchy. Yeah, it is comfortable. And yeah, you have to be comfortable because I'm with you. Sometimes I want to just go out in my pajamas too. And I'm like, damn it, this would look ridiculous.
Exactly. What do you do on the days where you're not feeling amazing? Like, I don't know if maybe while filming Next Gen Chef, you had a day where you were like, "Ugh, I'm exhausted or I'm not feeling my best, but you got to go out and be on camera or you got to do something. How do you work through the days where, yeah, you just don't feel like your best self?
Oh man, it's so hard. I feel like honestly, like that's when sometimes for me you just have to decompress and reset. Like I have a lot of those days lately because I'm working so much and I just feel so in over my head, overwhelmed, not in my own body, transitioning into a new period, not spending a lot of time with my baby because I'm busy. My husband's job is busy. Like it's just a very busy time. And I feel like you just have to do it. You just do it. Like it's not always going to be easy. And that's okay. But I think once it's all said and done and you have that moment to decompress and sleep, like we talked about, you will be proud of yourself for putting your best foot forward. You just have to give yourself grace and just try to show up. Just show up. Just do it.
Yeah. Do you have any go to quotes? Such a quotes girl. Like, I could rattle off 50 that keep me going.
Yeah, I have so many. I have a lot of mantras that I do.
Do
Okay,
share.
let's start. One that I repeat to myself a lot because of like toxic relationships that I was in. I never have to do this with my husband anymore, but it's like ingrained in my head. So maybe this will help somebody out there, but I am safe and secure within myself. I am
Mm.
safe and secure within myself. I always say that because it's a reminder that you are enough, literally. And then another mantra that I say is I'm doing the best that I can. I'm religious. Well, I mean, I'm Catholic, but I like to say, God, please give me the eyes to see and the ears to hear. That's a really big one for me. And also, I can do all things through God who strengthens me,
Mm.
which, if you're not religious, don't worry about it. But
Hmm.
that helps me. So maybe we'll help someone out there.
Those are so beautiful. I love them. And especially that I'm doing the best I can. I think that that hits so deeply. I do feel like it's common for people to think, oh, I could always be doing better. I need to do better. But it's like, whatever your actual output is, genuinely is the best you can do. Because if you could do more, right, you would be doing it. But I think it's also giving ourselves grace for the times that we come up short, or we get stuck in an obstacle throughout the day and we're not as efficient. I feel like I can get frustrated and bogged down, and I try to remind myself I literally did everything I could and some things are out of my control.
Yeah, and also maybe just taking note of that of like, okay, maybe I need to have a day where I'm not scrolling Instagram, or like maybe I need to have a day where I'm kinder to myself. Maybe I need to have a day where I get out and I run, or I do something just totally mindless. Maybe I need to have a day where I unplug my phone and don't look at it. Like, I feel like those are all indications of like a bigger issue that you're having with yourself. Maybe because you're not taking care of yourself the way that you should. And it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a very like toxic world with technology.
Lastly, what is your relationship with your phone? Do you have any boundaries?
I try, like I said, I really try to live by what I just said. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's usually like it triggers anxiety for me. My scrolling in particular, it's just too overwhelming. It's just too much all at once. So if I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I know like, oh, you know what? I'm overwhelmed. Why don't I take this away from my hands for like a half a day or an hour even or 15 minutes and try to recalibrate like with myself, like self-soothe. And it's so sad because I feel like we're all victims of being truly addicted to our phones.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
try to keep that in mind.
I think that that's healthy, definitely. And I think that's something we can all stop and think about for sure. Olivia, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to speak with you. I've been a fan of everything you've built for a very long time. Congratulations on hosting Next Gen Chef. Everyone better binge watch it. It's on Netflix now. And we're all rooting for you. Keep crushing.
Thank you. It's such a feel-good show. You would love it, actually.
I'm so excited. I did watch the first episode, and there are some people I'm invested in.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks.